We've all been there. You're in a conversation, and someone says something that completely changes the way you see a topic. It's not just what they say, but how they say it. Their words are precise, their questions are sharp, and their insights feel like they're coming from a different dimension. You walk away feeling not just informed, but genuinely smarter. What you've likely encountered is a highly intelligent mind at work. Intelligence isn't just about knowing facts, it's about how you process and communicate information. And it reveals itself most clearly in conversation. While most people focus on what to say, the truly brilliant focus on how to think and listen. Their habits are subtle, but once you learn to spot them, you'll see them everywhere. And the best part, these are not innate gifts. They are skills you can develop. Today, we're dissecting the art of brilliant conversation. These are the 5 conversational habits that only highly intelligent people have. Let's begin with a habit that separates the precise from the vague. Number 5. They use powerful analogies and precise language. A common sign of sloppy thinking is using vague, generic language. But a highly intelligent person understands that words are tools. They choose them with the precision of a surgeon. Instead of saying something is good, they'll explain why it's effective, efficient, or elegant. But their true superpower is in crafting analogies. They can take a wildly complex idea like quantum physics or a confusing business strategy and connect it to a simple, everyday concept. This isn't about dumbing it down. It's an act of profound intellectual empathy. It shows they understand the subject so deeply that they can translate its core principles into a language anyone can grasp. When you hear someone create a perfect, unexpected analogy that makes everything click into place, you are witnessing a brilliant mind at work. This leads to a habit that's less about talking and more about thinking. Number 4. They are comfortable with silence. Most people are terrified of silence. An empty space in a conversation feels awkward, so we rush to fill it with noise, with ums and ahs, with half-formed thoughts. But a highly intelligent person has a different relationship with silence. They see it as a tool. They use pauses not because they don't know what to say, but because they are actively thinking. They are considering the other person's words, formulating a thoughtful response, and choosing their own words with care. A pause before they answer a question is a sign of respect for the question and respect for their own thoughts. They would rather say something meaningful after 5 seconds of silence than say something meaningless instantly. This comfort with silence gives their words incredible weight and impact. Next, a habit that reveals a mind that is secure, confident, and genuinely curious. Number 3. They steelman the opposing argument. You're probably familiar with the strawman argument. That's when someone misrepresents or simplifies an opponent's position to make it easier to attack. It's a cheap tactic used to win points, not to find truth. A highly intelligent person does the exact opposite. They steal. Instead of weakening their opponent's argument, they build the strongest, most generous, most compelling version of it. They'll say things like, "So, if I understand you correctly, what you're arguing is ... is that right?" They do this not to be polite, but because they are genuinely trying to understand the other side. They have no interest in defeating a weak argument. They want to challenge their own thinking by engaging with the best possible version of the opposition. This habit shows an immense intellectual confidence and a true dedication to finding the truth no matter where it leads. This leads to a habit that is the engine of all great conversations. Number 2. They ask clarifying and probing questions. A typical conversation is a series of statements. I say something, you say something. It's a back-and-forth volley of opinions, but a conversation with a highly intelligent person feels different. It feels like an exploration. That's because they don't just state their own case. They are obsessed with understanding yours. They ask powerful, clarifying questions. When you say successful, what does that look like specifically? They are hunting for ambiguity and assumptions. But then they go deeper. They ask probing questions that get to the why. What's the core principle that leads you to that conclusion? They are not just listening to what you're saying. They are trying to understand how you are thinking. A conversation with them doesn't feel like a debate. It feels like they are helping you build a stronger, clearer version of your own ideas. And now, for the number 1 conversational habit. This is the one that truly separates a brilliant mind from a merely knowledgeable one. Number 1. They connect seemingly unrelated ideas. This is the hallmark of a creative, polymathic mind. While most people think in linear, siloed categories, this is a business problem. This is a science problem. This is an art problem. A highly intelligent person sees the world as an interconnected web of ideas. In the middle of a conversation about marketing strategy, they might suddenly draw a powerful lesson from military history. While discussing a relationship problem, they might bring in a concept from biology. To the listener, these connections can seem almost magical, like leaps of genius. But in their mind, it's completely logical. They have a vast mental library of models and frameworks from different fields, and their brain is constantly scanning for patterns and linking them together. This cross-pollination of ideas is what allows them to generate truly original insights and solve problems in ways no one else can. So, to recap, the precise use of language and analogy, the comfort with silence, the intellectual honesty of steel manning, the power of probing questions, and the genius of connecting unrelated ideas. These are more than just conversational tricks. They are the external manifestation of a deep, curious, and well-organized mind. The best news is that you can start practicing these habits today. The next time you're in a conversation, try to use a thoughtful pause. Try to build the strongest version of the other person's argument. Try to ask one more why. You may not become a genius overnight, but you will, without a doubt, become a better thinker and a more brilliant conversationalist. Which of these habits have you noticed in people you admire? Which one will you try to practice first? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give the video a like and subscribe to High IQ Society for more deep dives into the art of thinking.